Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Coffee Club podcast. This is episode 72, starting off once again with a coffee bean shout out. This is a special one because these beans come from I guess he's our friend now, Colin Wong, who's, he's a new person in our lives. He joined the team as the OAC content creator. I don't know when he started technically, I guess, to start this year. So
he was doing a bit during the fall, but
yeah.
Official started this year.
And he kindly gave us these beans. I should probably say where they're actually from. It's Valiant Coffee Roasters, and they taste pretty amazing. I think they're from California, which... Is he from California, right?
He's from Sacramento area.
Yeah. I think he said they're his favorite kind of local beans. So very kind of him. And also, yeah, it's pretty cool now that we have a content creator. I don't know. It's still kind of working out exactly what that's going to look like. So far, we got some pretty fire TikToks out there in the world. You want to check those out on the On Running TikTok. But he's actually working on a bunch of other cool content as well. I know there's a little YouTube series. Well, I don't know if I'm allowed to say anything.
I'll say it. there might be some more content coming out on YouTube. In general, there might be some other stuff coming through with
a lot
OAC.
of behind the scenes action.
Maybe yeah, with all that sort of stuff. So very excited to have him on board, and very excited that I can now leave those things behind of trying to worry about getting photos and videos and stuff. I feel like it's really nice to be able to get somebody to take amazing photos like he does. So
you don't have to make the TikToks anymore.
Yeah,
I was thinking,
Ollie was so busy.
My mind was spinning yeah, dude, you've been stressing about that a lot, haven't you? I know how hard that was for you previously.
TikToks have been keeping me up at night, to be honest, and I'm glad to see that we've
Colin.
got out some content there that we can relate to our fan base.
The lack of TikToks was really
it was
grinding.
tough.
Ollie was just in his bedroom at midnight. Fuck, I gotta get this TikTok out. I better learn this dance. Now Colin can just take care of it.
It really stressed me out. I mean, if you compete against people like what's that guy that looks like Pat Mahomes, but he's skinny and he does all the dancing.
His brother?
Yeah. So, if you're competing with someone like him or any other girl between the age of 13 to 18 on TikTok, it's really, really hard. But, On is in there now. So, On's competing for the attention of TikTok people.
Do you know any famous TikTokers? This is a good question, George. I want to hear your answer as well.
Andrew Tate.
No, he's not. He's not a TikToker, I don't think.
Cardi B.
Not a TikToker.
Bad Baby.
She's also not a... these people all have probably good TikTok accounts, but they're not famous for TikTok. This is just aging ourselves right now.
There's no way I could...
I don't know anyone, to be honest. I'm trying to name off
Do you know who... I'm trying to think. Do you know who Charlie D'Amelio is?
Nope.
That's all I got.
Who's the most famous TikToker that's on the team?
Well, who has TikTok on the team? We got to establish that first.
Do you have TikTok, George? George seems like the sort of guy that has TikTok. Surely.
George has some famous TikTok account, but it's one of those accounts where you don't know the
anonymous.
person. It's he just has some really obscure niche history account that he just narrates it and
you
just
give
does
a fun fact and stuff.
Yeah, it's just massive.
Just a voiceover.
Yeah.
You can actually do that. That'd be sick. But we're, as you can tell, we know nothing about TikTok.
Who do you think who's the Pat Mahomes' brother of? Do you think he's one of track and field? Someone that's just riding.
Someone who everyone just roasts.
Just roast. I was gonna say I'm sure a lot of those top influencers on social media that are runners, professional runners that influence us like Colin Quigley and Racing Grayson. I'm sure they all have TikToks and stuff. Right?
Yeah, actually, I have no idea.
They're
professional runners.
But you're saying if they had a sister that was doing it, and then taking the clout from it. What about she's a runner too? But doesn't Molly Seidl's sister? Isn't she got a really popular?
Yeah, she's a bit of an influencer.
Could you say that she's like that? Except probably better.
Well, now I feel bad that you're actually answering the question.
I thought you were. This is a serious question. No, but
she didn't think about it.
Well, Ollie, this is coming from two different dynamics because Ollie is literally just looking for the sibling of a pro runner that is an influencer, and then when you said it initially, you're more thinking because everyone hates him. That's the joke. That might
but
be.
He's really popular, isn't he?
Yeah,
I
think he's been cancelled though. Isn't he not allowed to go to games?
Yeah,
anymore?
he got in trouble for dancing on the field too many times and just embarrassing him.
You're joking.
I think. Just for embarrassing him.
That actually happened?
No, I think Pat Mahomes told him to stop.
Holy shit!
Because he was so embarrassed.
He couldn't go to games anymore.
Something like that.
That's what we need in track and field to get some attention there and get some money in there, some voices. Maybe we should just get him to dance on the track. more followers.
Dude, he probably costs a lot of money though. He's too big for us.
Yeah, he probably is too big for us.
We get someone smaller. Too bad we don't know any TikTokers.
If only.
I was gonna say the only person that probably has TikTok in our team is the on Instagram.
Well, Joe and Sage.
Joe has TikTok.
Yes, they like it.
What's his account? Like King Klecker or something?
So the thing is, none of them make TikToks.
Oh, but they just watch TikTok.
They watch them, and you know Morgan. Morgan had his TikTok addiction for a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you remember that, George?
Did you have to go to rehab?
I had to put. It was really desperate. It was when I was injured, back post Olympics. Got super addicted to TikTok, and I had to set an hour limit on my phone every day, and I gave myself 2 hours on Sunday. And it was like the best hour of my day. It was always just, I would like make my whole day based around when I would spend my hour on TikTok. It was like really sad actually. And I used to then sometimes when I was being naughty, I would do the
ask for more time.
And then this is how you know it's really sad is when I started getting these TikToks, which I think you get these either if you watch TikTok for too long or you're watching it late at night or maybe a combination where there's TikToks that tell you to go to bed. Like they're like made by TikTok and they're like, hey, TikTok's still going to be here tomorrow. Like go to sleep now.
I do remember you talking about that.
Shit, that's pretty sad.
So when did you come out of rehab?
I just had to delete the app and then I never thought about it again. So that was.
So I did with Facebook. I deleted Facebook.
Yeah.
It's good for me.
Good move.
But in general, with TikTok, isn't it going to get banned anyway? So like.
Why would it get banned?
I heard that
there was going to vote.
There's
in
a
the
massive
Senate
vote
or something.
Right now.
Republicans were trying to ban it.
They're trying to ban it.
Oh, well, that is like a whole. I don't know if we want to make this episode hashtag political.
We're not going to make it hashtag political. I'm just saying if it does get banned, then that'd be crazy because all that effort that people put into TikTok, it's gone.
Yeah, I guess they'd have to.
Is it because they're brainwashing us?
No. This is what we should do. All right, this is an idea. It's a coffee club idea, guys. We should, if they do ban TikTok, we should make our own TikTok coffee club.
Instagram Reels exist though.
We should make a Gus TikTok, and it's just like it's a real thing like Instagram Reels, but it's a separate app. And then what happens is it just has like one reel of Gus a day.
It's all Gus.
He runs the account, and it's just reel. Like the first reel you get is always a Gus reel. Then after that, it's just all random reels.
So other people can make their own.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was just gonna be like social media, but it's everyone just following Gus.
Yeah, no.
And that's all that you can't do anything except watch Gus. But
it's actually just a live feed of Gus.
That's a great app idea. Let's make that happen.
Live feed of Gus
all day.
I wonder how many people would watch that.
Dude, probably a lot.
Okay, guys. Now that we're going down this rabbit hole, what if we made our own version of Lo-Fi Girl, but with Gus? That's genius.
These are the ideas we need to write down because that's so a genius idea.
Like
if we just had on our YouTube account just a live, like not a live, but a spin back of Gus,
stream
of like in the morning
with lo-fi music.
Yeah, with lo-fi music,
that'd
chill lo-fi beats.
So and it's like Morgan, you, me, like us three making coffee. We set it up, and then Gus is just sitting there with us, and we make coffee and we're like reading a book.
Okay, because if you think about what goes into that, it's actually not that hard because someone has just had to make this 10-second animation of Lo-Fi Girl and just repeats. I don't know like the logistics of making a live stream, but we could probably do this.
I think that's possible. I feel like we should do that.
Looking at you, Tom Wang.
We should just have it on the Coffee Club account though.
Exactly.
It's like a live stream constantly.
Just always. Okay.
Of Gus's beard. And maybe like a little wide pan.
That would be the only. We'd have to hire someone, and their full-time job would be filming Gus 24 hours a day.
Gus will need to sign. We need to get Gus to sign a non-disclosure agreement, and make sure that he's okay with it.
Is that how that works?
That shouldn't be an issue.
You're his guardian, so you'd be the one.
I think you're his agent.
Agent guardian.
He's under 18.
I'm his everything. All right, guys. I'm his everything.
He's under 18, so you can sign for him.
He's under 18. When did he turn 18? He's 14.
Yeah,
in
he's only
years. So he's a teenager. Teenage angst. He's listening to Green Day in the morning. But yeah, in general, that'd be a great idea.
All right, good idea. But to answer your question about why TikTok to go back to getting political again, I don't know if this is true or not, but this is what people say, and this is why I think I'm not sure if this is true either. So we are getting real conspiracy, but I'm pretty sure in the army they said you can't use TikTok, but the one person that I know that's in the Air Force, I know he watches a lot of TikTok, so
I also know that too, yeah.
I don't know how heavily they enforce this rule, but they say that in China that like the government is able to seize private companies if they want to, So apparently TikTok has very loose privacy laws. I mean, not that any of the big companies in America are any better, because Facebook, they make probably a ton of money by selling your data. Pretty much the scare with TikTok is that the Chinese government has access to all the data on there, and it's like a lot of data. So they could use that to
fly a balloon over the US, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't read into that story.
TikTok balloon.
Yeah.
Should we just become...
It had an emblem of TikTok on it. So
it's just an advertising.
It just had a TikTok.
It's
just advertising for TikTok.
You could
big balloon with TikTok on it.
You could scan the QR code to download the app.
Download a free reel, yeah. You can make your own reel for free.
Should we just become a conspiracy podcast?
I mean, it is pretty fun. I have to admit, it is fun. But we got to change our... Morgan's got the hairstyle for it.
What does that mean?
You know the guy with the spiked up?
Oh, yes, the old meme.
Aliens. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, so I can probably say this because I don't think it's ever going to happen. But when I was on Team Boss, Nick Harris and I had an idea to do a conspiracy podcast where we actually hid our identities and we actually just said like fucked up shit that we knew. Because like as per runners, I mean, obviously on this podcast we say a lot of stuff, but there are still some stuff that we don't say. But we say like almost everything. And so we were just going to say but it was going to be like pretty much like a murder mystery type podcast where every episode was like really well researched and stuff. Like, for example, one episode would be about, like the Chinese, how all the women's world records, like 3 of the distance ones are just by this Chinese woman at this one national championships, and it just makes like absolutely no sense. We would do like a deep dive on like those type of things, and
you'd have like a voice
changer and all that. Yeah, and we're obviously they're gonna talk about stuff that's a bit closer to home that we know about, but yeah.
God, the rabbit hole we went down was just like it just opened up.
This is all because of Colin. Colin sent us down there by talking about.
Thanks, Colin.
Thanks, Colin. Appreciate it.
Colin has the coolest story though. For anyone that is trying to get into some content creation, the first track meet that Colin ever shot at was the on sound. What was it called? The on track meet.
The track
meet. I think last April, May.
The sound running one.
The sound running one in California. He said he just like borrowed a camera from a friend, signed up for a media pass, and then the rest is history. That's all it takes. He's off to New York tomorrow. He takes some very good pictures. He's coming to Australia too. Yeah, so he's dope. No, he's amazing. Yeah, hopefully he's with us for a long time and he gets to tell us some cool stories, and hopefully we get to make more and more TikToks that blow up, and then we become famous on TikTok, and then running performances don't matter anymore. I wonder I actually do really wonder who the biggest running influencer is, because that is such a different... It's weird that that's our same universe and simultaneously a very different universe, because we look at some people who are good runners and they just have like hundreds of thousands of followers, and we're just like, we're like, that's crazy. But if you think about it, we're getting paid through the marketing budget of companies, which is the same budget that these people would get paid out of. But it's just it's like performance versus... awareness, exposure, I'd say. Yeah, exposure. Because the craziest thing is, like, probably the most popular name in male distance running would be Jakob, right? He doesn't... He has like TikTok? I don't know. I should ask him. He has an Instagram account for his dogs. He does. I mean, yeah, he does have that. Magnus, I think his dog's name is, or something. No idea. I don't know. Anyway, in general, he probably has, I think he has 449 to 450K. That's very specific. He's probably got about 449,622 followers. That's a very specific range to give for a number that's so big. I did not think... I'm going to check this. 449,000 to 450,000 is the range. Just like approximately... I think you might have got more since I looked. He's probably getting more every second. Yeah. It's hard to keep up. He'll have more after this, for sure. Good. Oh, are you kidding me? What? He's exactly 449. How did you know that? I check his Instagram every morning. What the fuck? We haven't talked about how Ollie is our Instagram correspondent for a long time, but if anyone was wondering, he's still got it. I still got it. I mean, I know the exact following of everyone on the team. That's not healthy. Yeah, it's just honestly, it's not that it's not healthy. It's just a talent I have. Like I can pretty much get down. How did you know exactly what Jakob has? So now I'm realizing that I think you knew exactly, and then you put that range in to pretend that you didn't know exactly. All right, can I get back to my point, please? Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
But in general, like people have, like, you know, how people have those weird tricks where you can like move your finger like back behind and like do like dislocate your knee or something like that and put it back in. Like people can do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Me, I just know the exact amount of followers that everybody has.
Yeah.
It's just one of my special little what do they call them? Weird
Talents? I don't know.
Weird talents, yeah. Because I know a lot of people.
Well, you know, like he has a lot and he's consistently dominant. You know, Marcel Jacobs has like over 1 million.
So for example,
the sprinters,
he has that amount of following, but then there's also male runners who are influencers who have way more than him. So it's just a weird dynamic, because if you're a company that doesn't know much about the sport and you're coming in and you see someone that has 3 million followers and he's a runner, and then you have someone that's like 500k and he's a runner, you look at their bios, one's an Olympic champ and one's, you know, like not a hobby jogger or like a runner trying to break.
the guy from The Bachelor.
Yeah, they're trying to break certain times, like certain goals that they have on their bio. Like people would incorrectly assume that the Olympian has 3 million followers, where it's just not. Like sometimes it's the other way around. So it's interesting to see, exposure versus performance for marketing.
Yeah. At the end of the day,
we should just probably get a TikTok. But
yeah, we got to boost those numbers.
Yeah. Well, I just exposed myself.
Yeah.
With,
I'm still blown away by that you knew exactly how many followers Jakob had. That's so impressive.
I mean, you give me a name of someone, I'll probably know they're following.
Josh Kerr.
Josh Kerr has like 23.
Checking.
How about Keith Hall?
Keith Hall, I think he has.
Keith Hall 1309.
He has like 1,000.
Josh Kerr has. Wow, he has very similar to you. He has 26.8.
Oh shit.
You haven't been on there in a bit.
Yeah.
He's growing. He has become quite active.
He has.
He's joined the real community.
He does love the reels. Yeah, that real community for pro running, it seems to be like a good algorithm to get more followers.
I think that's how it works, to be honest, if you want to do it. If that's the life
either
that
that
you
or
want to live.
just win big races, because I feel like when people win big races, you get like big big result. You get big followings from that. So.
Yeah, I noticed that Grant Fisher has a ton of followers. I was stalking him, and he doesn't really post at all. But he has
he's got like 60, hasn't he?
50.
50.
But he doesn't even like post that much. So, because then the weird one was our good friend Woody.
He has like 13 or something. He has like really low.
Yeah, but I think what the
Grant
issue
was
with
good in
him,
high school though.
That's the biggest thing. You're right.
That is the biggest thing.
That follows you forever. Because
Well,
there's high schoolers.
Drew
probably.
Hunter has 50 plus.
Drew, Nico.
Yeah.
What do those
Grant.
young guys have?
Millions. No, actually not
Millions.
millions, because that is a real thing.
They already have above 40k followers.
A little
Leo Young.
puny little high school.
Lex Young 44. That kind of hurts. Are they twins?
Yes.
Your twin has 2,000 more followers than you. I guess one of them has to have more followers, but that kind of hurts because you're like,
Who is the person that's following only one of them?
yeah, I feel like it's a package
That's
deal.
messed
no?
up. If you only follow one of them,
I already follow one of them.
No way.
don't expose who though.
The one that doesn't win. I follow that
Ooh,
one.
that was
That's one of them. I thought they both won. I guess you can't.
Well, one of them wins more than the other one, right?
I don't know.
it'd be tough for them to win the exact same amount.
You know what? They should have got the ham and cheese deal. One of them would be cheese and one of them would be ham, and then they combine them together and they just make an amazing sandwich.
That's such a niche reference. Oh my gosh, I think we need to move on.
Yeah, that was a reference to one of Nico Young's sponsors. Because we used to always laugh at how Nico Young would get way more sponsors than any
pro runner.
Any pro runner.
Any pro runner.
Because he'd get all the once the NIL deal stuff came around. I mean, and he deserves it. So.
You know what? They should get sponsored by the Twins. Twix.
Yes. Is that even American? Does that exist in America? Yeah, it
Twix?
does, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, Twix. That's a great sponsor.
Twix hit up the Young brothers,
Oh, like
and
Kit Kat.
I'll take a little bit of. I'll take
Kit Kat would be good as
25% cut.
You take a little bit off the top.
Yeah, a little bit off the top.
25%. That sounds fair. Because that was your
My
idea. Exactly. So that was our shout out to Colin. Thank you, Colin, very much for the beans.
Love you, Colin.
Can't wait to see the fire content that we make. Hopefully, I would love for us to do some I don't know, something that's actually a funny TikTok dance, but the guys. But
You know those TikTok dances where they're the girl's bawling her eyes out crying, and then she just moves away from the camera and then just starts dancing when she's crying.
I've not seen that one.
It's really funny. She's devastated, crying, red faced, and then all of a sudden she just walks away from the camera and then starts dancing and still crying.
You're gonna make
Is there
that
any
one
context, or is it just?
No, the context is
say why?
It's your boyfriend broke up with me before prom, but I got to get my TikTok dance in or something, and then she's just going.
Okay, we could probably do a version of that.
Yeah.
I don't know, but So that was our shout out. Obviously, today will be quite track heavy considering we're going into the Millrose Games. This is the Millrose preview episode. But firstly, got to get the sad stuff out of the way, which is Morgan's injury update. I had a few people messaging me about it, and because I didn't talk about it all last week because I still didn't really know what was going on. But the update is, it's not a good one. Be forewarned.
Oh.
So pretty much across the last 2 weeks, like I got back into running very slowly, like in a way that worked out with the physio that made sense. And then my knee still was sore. So when I spoke to the doctor initially, he was like, yeah, if your knee's still sore after 3 weeks or whatever it was, then you got to get an MRI because that means like something else is going on. And that was what happened. So then when I got the MRI, and by this time I'm just like, fuck, like I hope something shows up because I've been like worrying about this for so long and just confused about it because it just didn't make sense to me how it was still sore. Because from day one, I was like, yeah, I just fell on my knee, like no big deal. But then it turns out I have managed to produce some microfractures in my knee honestly, I don't know, what part of my knee was it? The condyle?
Condyle is like near the femur.
Is in the... Let me pull up the report real quick so I can tell you guys what it is because I doubt many people have heard about this part of your body.
I fucking haven't.
Yeah, George, have you heard about the
condyle or something?
Yeah.
Not recently.
not in this context.
Memory.
So pretty much what I did, according to the report, is I have impaction microfractures involving the medial femoral condyle and medial trochlea. So that's like in my knee pretty much, like the bottom of the femur where your knee is. So yeah, that sucks. That pretty much means that I'm not going to be racing at Millrose nor for a little bit. I can't even run for like a month on the ground. So yeah, I'm pretty injured right now. Back in that place, which it's fine. Honestly, I obviously I care a lot, but I feel good that I finally know what it is and I can, make a plan going forwards. And so I'm just going to be hitting the cross training hard. I've finally caved to doing the classic. Not a good sign because this is normally what happens before I think a lot of runners retire when they get more into cycling. Shout out to Kyle Merber.
Yeah.
But I finally, our friend Simon lent me a bike so I can finally
very nice of him.
I can finally cycle because the cross training that I did was all, the standard boring aqua jogging, elliptical type stuff. So I'm going to be doing cycling stuff now that I know that I'm actually going to be out of action for a longer period of time. So I pulled the trigger, went to the Rafa store, got the cycling bib. I'm doing it. I didn't go I went as cheap as possible for everything that I did.
Everything, yeah. You can do it at the Rafa, the cheapest possible.
Well, okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Walked into Rafa. Can I get the cheapest thing in here? Thanks.
Shout
$700.
Shout out to the guys at the Rafa store because a couple of them were listeners of the podcast.
Oh,
Real nice guys. Helped me out.
Does that mean I can go in and get some stuff?
Yeah, gave me a little discount, perhaps.
We do love to hear that.
What do you mean perhaps? Does that mean I can't go in and get a discount?
No, you probably can.
If I bring Gus in, they'll let me have a discount.
Surely, but it's very kind of them.
Can you ride a bike?
Can I ride a bike?
Yeah.
Not well.
Nor can I, so it doesn't really matter.
I actually, everyone yo, you'd be great at the triathlon. It's I rode a bike to school, but I've never fucking rode a bike.
Yeah, but
it's a bit harder.
It is definitely.
It's pretty hard. Deceptively, people just think riding a bike is as easy as riding a bike. Riding a bike's pretty fucking hard.
It is. That is a saying.
Oh, it's just
Morgan,
easy as
riding a bike.
Morgan's becoming more bolder by the day.
Yeah.
He's moved to one block from Pearl. He started gravel riding. He's wearing Rafa.
Feels good.
He's about to trade in for a Subaru Outback, probably.
Oh, please don't do that. Please don't do that.
Yeah, dude, if I have a Subaru, then I'm too far gone.
At that point, I'm moving out.
Or a Tesla, because
Tesla's bad. Tesla's
you would say
Equal.
Subaru is a Colorado car, but Tesla specifically a Boulder car.
It's a Boulder car. Tesla's definitely a Boulder. That's the one thing that I find funny is every time I leave the driveway and go out to practice, there's 3 or 4 Teslas in front of me. I'm just damn, this is definitely a Boulder car.
And Morgan climbs. He climbs, gravel rides.
Well,
we haven't been climbing.
Yeah, we actually
we're on hiatus.
Yeah, we what's the word for when you stop your membership or something? We cancelled.
Yeah. Well, I just let my membership run out. Yeah.
Yeah, we cancelled our memberships in January because we were it's time to get serious about running.
Did you have a yearly membership?
I had monthly.
But you it was a recurring one. I think I just paid for a month because I never got charged again.
Should check that. It's pretty expensive.
Yeah.
But so,
Where's all my money gone?
So
Paying $200 for a climbing gym.
What else is like? What else is the most Boulder thing?
Well, the thing is, the most Boulder thing, in my opinion, is probably drinking a lot of sparkling water.
Or
Wearing those
brewing.
puffer vests.
wearing Arc'teryx is very Boulder
that's
right
very,
now.
Yeah.
That's very Boulder.
Or you
Or
come
just-
in and Morgan's brewing his own kombucha or something. You come
Well,
into the house.
that's more. That sounds like
Like-
more Eugene, Oregon.
Yeah, similar vibe, I guess, in some ways. But no, I'm excited. I'm gonna just you should probably ease into it a bit, and I am doing that a little bit. My butt is so sore already from biking, so
You should go
but-
stand.
yeah.
For the next couple of days.
I think tomorrow though, like we have pretty much. I mean, people do ask questions about this, about cross training type stuff. So I'll give a very quick, brief insight into how I'm doing it now, because now I'm actually like fully planned it out, because I have a timeline for the injury. Really sucked. Like I didn't know what to do before I had a timeline, but now I know it's like running on land in about a month. So I'm doing my cross training pretty much to match what training I would be doing if I was healthy. So that means like Tuesday long run, gonna go for like a long bike ride, see how far that is.
What's the if you run 16 miles on the ground? What's the
See, I don't want to
what's
know.
the gravel equivalent?
I don't
It's got to
wanna
be
know
like
because-
triple,
yeah.
if not more.
See, don't say that, because I don't think I'm gonna be going for 6 hours, but I might go for like over 2 hours.
See, yeah, if he was gone for more than 2 hours, I'd be putting out a search party. I'd be a bit
Yeah.
worried.
I feel like you got to double the time.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm
90
gonna probably
minutes
try
becomes
like
3 hours or something.
2.5, 3 hours. I'll try that, see how that goes. But then yesterday the boys had a track workout, for example, and I went on the stationary bike, and I just like had it. I took the track workout and I turned it into a fartlek. Pretty much that's what I'm doing. I'm turning all the workouts into fartleks. So the track workout that the boys had yesterday for the distance guys was 800, 300. So I was doing like 2-minute reps and then 45-second reps with like similar recovery to what they had, and also like trying to get a similar effort. And then like for a threshold workout, like obviously that's very easy to do cross training, just like 5 minutes solid, 1 minute easy type thing. And then easy days. That's by far the hardest part of cross training, are the easy days, I would say, because they're just so boring. And also you get worse bang for your buck compared to running. I think.
Well, that's why
it's not a complete.
That's why the gravel will be nice. Like you can do your hard workouts. Probably going to be doing them on the stationary.
Yeah.
Because like you really can't go as hard
Yeah.
or get as like tuned as an effort, and then do the easy days like outside
and
where
actually
you can
spend good
enjoy
time
it.
doing it, because imagine like that's kind of the real shit thing about cross training is like, how do you, for a lot of our days we do say like a 10-mile run, 70 minutes, and it's like, you know, I'll go and do 70 minutes of aqua jogging, and that's like the hardest thing in the world, and then the reality is you should probably be doing like longer than 70 minutes to get the same
benefit.
But also I guess you got to take your mental health into account, because
Yeah.
you're going to go downhill pretty
Yeah.
you're going to be going downhill pretty quickly if you try
I
to
prefer better mental health than deteriorating one,
Yeah.
just doing an extra 70 minutes.
yeah.
In the
So I
aqua
think
jogging.
you should do the a canyon ride up toward.
That's what Ritz told me to
That'd
do.
be sweet.
He said don't ride down the canyon, because it's too dangerous apparently. He said find a good friend that'll pick you up at the top and just ride up to the
I'll
top.
pick you up at the top.
All right.
What you
deal.
could do is you could do like, I'll do a run, and then you ride up to the top, and then I'll grab my car and come pick you up.
Perfect. I actually would love to do that. That
Yeah.
sounds really
You
fun.
could do that easy.
But yeah, so that's the Morgan injury update. Pretty much I'll be back on ground in like a month, and then so I guess I won't really be racing, obviously, for no indoors obviously, and then I guess I'll be racing hopefully May or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, just a random month I picked just then, but sounds about right. So yeah, it is pretty sad to be injured once again, but also I'm happy that I'm not in a period of not knowing what's going on with my body, and just like, not like I was in denial, but I was like, man, I just fell on my knee, how bad can it be? So yeah, that's that. I'll be hitting the cross training hard, so keep sending in those podcast recommendations or any other stuff that I can listen to, because I'm doing a lot of listening to stuff now. Currently listening to Greenlight, Matthew McConaughey's book,
It's a
read
great
by
song. Give me the green light.
because I'm ready to go.
I didn't realize that Pitbull wrote a book about it.
I wish. Now this
Matthew
is
McConaughey wrote a book about that song.
yeah, it's just fully
I just love
dedicated.
that song.
It's
You know,
just
give me the green light.
Fully dedicated to it. But actually, though, like,
Sorry, I just.
no, it's a funny joke. It's a very good book. Matt McConaughey is pretty sick.
I mean,
He is cool.
he's one of those guys that like if you had the choice of like you know how people go like, oh, who would you have as at a dinner? Like,
Yeah.
you probably want Matthew McConaughey because like
He's
that
up
guy
on that
is-
list.
Is it Matthew
Agrees with
McConaughey reading it to you?
Yeah,
though?
it is.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that
And
makes
also-
it.
And it's like it's
The
his
little whistle, the little lisp.
yeah, he does do that. Like he does it, and it's like it sounds so good still somehow. And he's telling like very interesting stories because it's just all about his life. But then he also it's like because just the way he speaks is very poetic. So the book is written in a very poetic way, and he goes between like specific telling the story, but then he also has just like life lessons, and the way he tells the life lessons are always just so sick. Like the way they're like poems pretty much, and so that's honestly a pretty good book because it is. I don't think it's a self-help book, but it's kind of like
I feel like it could be classified as
it's
that.
kind of like in that
ways.
category. It's like a great motivational story of success and like ups and downs
It's
of
like
life.
it's
you
like
know?
Mario's Gladiator, you know. It's definitely one of those things.
I'm
you
gonna
could
have to
probably
I'm gonna
re-listen
listen to the whole book every day before I race.
It's definitely something you could listen to before, repeat listen to multiple times and enjoy.
No, it is. Speaking of, did you guys see that they're making a sequel to Gladiator?
They are, yeah.
Crazy.
I'm time for the
I feel like
role.
I heard that recently, but I like didn't believe it.
But I don't think Maximus is in it.
I'm auditioning for it.
Really?
Dude, Russell Crowe's like
What role?
The role. I'm gonna be the.
it's pretty chunky these days.
You know that there's always that crazy guy in the street yelling out like just crazy stuff and has leprosy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try for that.
Well, good luck.
Thanks, bro.
Mario should audition.
Mario should audition the Spaniard.
The Spaniard. That'd be so
Um,
sick.
But yeah, no, I mean that sounds like a good listen to. I mean that will get you through 70 minutes of aqua jogging, like if you're
No,
listening to that.
It is good.
Yeah.
It is good. So it's cross training. Once you've like find the way to do it, it's not that bad, but not as fun as running, obviously. And that's I guess we'll get back to the running stuff because that is the fun stuff.
You can take Gus aqua jogging at some point if you want. I mean, he's just got to put his vest on, he'll be fine.
He's
He's pretty much aqua jogging. Yeah, he's got a life jacket.
Dude, wait, you should actually get him one. Does he have one?
I've attempted to order one, but the problem is I measured his waist and he's gotten a bit bigger. So
You're
I
gonna have to
reorder
get it perfectly
he's actually-
fitted for him.
I looked it up for bulldogs. He's actually he's not as big as he's like he looks big because he's not around other bulldogs, but he's actually pretty slim for a bulldog still. But he's supposed to get bigger.
He still gets bigger.
Yeah.
You hear that, Gus? You're in good shape, buddy.
Good job, guys. Doesn't care.
He's resting from that long ass walk yesterday.
Yeah. No, I'll take him aqua jogging. I wonder how long he would last. I think he would actually. So I think we've talked about this on the podcast before, but Gus does love water.
He loves the water.
You would not think that he would love water, but he does love jumping in water. It's very impressive.
When he gets in the water, he does the classic tongue out
Yeah, he's like
swimming. Yeah.
it's like scary
Yeah.
to watch because you're
Looks
like
like he's drowning.
he might die very soon,
Yeah.
but he still does it and he has no fear. So yeah, we'll go together, Gus. That'd be lovely. But yeah, this past weekend, I don't think we'll talk about this too much, but the big one was the New Balance Indoor Grand Prix, which was it was a gold label? Question mark?
It was New Balance label.
Whatever that means. It was. I think that was the first year they hosted it in the facility, or was it there last
the new
year?
facility,
At the
I think.
track.
Yeah.
First
Yeah.
time.
Is that what it's called?
It's called The Track.
The track.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Very original.
Yeah, another nice indoor track in Boston.
I'd
But
love to see the brainstorming diagram of coming up with that name.
yeah.
We'll pay you millions of dollars to name the track. The track.
Honestly, though,
Hear me out.
not
We're
a
just gonna
bad
call it
idea.
The track.
not a bad idea. But yeah, we don't really have. Okay, my main takeaway from this meet was that
So
someone.
one takeaway each.
Okay. My takeaway is that I think this was in our DMs, not certain, but someone said, maybe it was on Twitter, someone said that we have to have a new nickname for Heather McLean, which is based on, it's a continuation of our new nickname for, was it Chick Hicks, Charles Hicks, Lightning
McLean.
McLean.
Lightning McQueen, yeah.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty
bad.
good. So they're just this person that's handing in these
Someone
DMs.
really
They just
likes
love
cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just love cars. I'm waiting for the next one.
Yeah.
But that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a really good one.
So that's my takeaway from the meet. It's kind of not a real
That's great.
takeaway.
That's a great
It's not a real
takeaway.
takeaway.
I feel like I have to go with some Santana take. I'd buy a good run, I guess.
Yeah, New
Did a
Zealand.
bunch of work at the start. Or like, I guess no, not at the start. But
At the
behind
important
the pacer.
the important part of the
and then
race,
kept it going.
Tanner did the hardest work.
And
Pretty solid coming off the plane.
Neil Gurley got him.
Yeah,
Gurley got him
yeah.
right the line. Did you guys see how Neil Gurley kind of did a bit of arm in front of him, kind of push him back a bit?
A little bit.
Might try that sometime.
Kind of like went for the grab, like grabbed the
I mean,
tape.
if you can do that and not get DQ'd, it's a win-win, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, his torso is 3 times as long as Tanner's, so
There's a big
I guess it makes
advantage
sense.
when it comes to bending forwards.
yeah.
Definitely is an advantage.
Yeah. I'm going to go back to my one and just also say that Heather did win and set the world lead. I should probably also talk about her performance because that was actually a sick race because it was her versus, is it Lucia
Mm-hmm.
Stafford?
She ran really well. She ran the 1K Canadian record.
The week before.
Week before.
So
So
obviously
she was in-
she's
she
really
was in
fit.
really
And
good
they had
shape.
a really good race where I think Heather was leading and then Lucia went around her and then Heather came back on the final stretch.
Had to do it for New Balance.
Had to.
Had to get the home win.
Had to.
Otherwise, she's not invited back. So,
Just kicked out.
yeah.
But so that was, yeah. But Sam Tanner, I'm very impressed at how he can just fly from New Zealand and just go straight into like
off the plane.
quality racing.
That doesn't surprise me. I roomed with him in Luzon, and he's a fucking psycho.
He's on a different wavelength.
He's a fucking psycho, man. I'll never forget. Like I came in, and I think I was like in bed, like asleep, and he just took a selfie next to me in bed, and he's like, "Oh, look, I'm with Ollie Hoare," and he posted on his story. I'm like, when the fuck did this happen? It was like 10 o'clock at night when he came in from his plane. The next morning, he's jumping off the walls.
Yeah, he's
just
he's like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, he is
His
Sonic.
vibes are crazy, man.
Super nice guy. Like always
Just so
on.
happy.
Everything's 100%. Like he's just like running around the room.
Neil
Really-
Gilly dips him at the line. He's the biggest smile because he goes.
looks to him and
Did you
smiles.
see-
so
did you-
happy to be out.
Did you see how quickly he went to shake Neil Gilly's hand?
Yeah.
And Neil was like obviously like a normal person, like not in a state to shake a hand yet.
Well, Neil's just
So
in that
impressive.
point where he's like, "Oh, sick! I won the race." Like just
They're like tired.
yeah, and then he's like, "Oh."
And Sam
Sam's like
Tanner's
straight
just
away
like,
is coming up. He's like probably thought that Sam had beef with him or something, but he's like, "Nah." It's like, "Hey, great race."
yeah, he loves it. Great vibes.
I think they should both run pretty well this weekend.
Both of them in the mile.
I know Tanner is.
The one maker?
Neil Gooley is also
I
in
think
the
he is.
yeah. He's
Mhm.
he's I mean, they're both incredible athletes, so it's going to be just a complete stacked field in that mile. I'm
Well-
excited to have them there. They're obviously in great shape.
We'll get to that in a sec. Do you have your takeaway from New Balance?
Yeah, I don't really care. Like it was just like it didn't seem like they hyped it up well unless you went to the meet. From what I heard, like the meet was great. It was sold out. They were bragging about, I think, that they had, great turnout, which is what the sport needs. But even the lead up to the New Balance just didn't grab my attention too much. There was like 2 races that I watched. I watched the 60 where what's his name?
Noah.
Noah. I think he won. And
Lyles.
Outlean
Yeah.
Trayvon.
yeah,
And
he outlead Trayvon, and
It's
then
very entertaining.
and
Actually.
then he celebrated for about like 45 minutes,
That's
and
pretty
then
cool.
and then the Sam Tanner and Neil Gooley race was just like the best race of the meet. I thought watching it. Well, I didn't go to the meet, but I thought it was the best race to watch because it was just really I mean, I love watching the mile. So, but in general, yeah, it just felt a bit. I don't know about you guys. Actually, I'm gonna take back my one take. My one take actually is I do
Without
care.
retraction.
The track looks slow, and I've heard that it isn't as quick as what they've been portraying it to be. I heard it's like not as quick as because BU, everyone's like goes off about how quick BU is. I heard that they've tried to do everything they can, but they didn't, like the framing and the way the hydraulics work for the track. It's not as fast as BU, for example. So I wonder like how that's going to compete with people choosing the New Balance meet to the BU meet still, doing time trials and stuff. Because at the end of the day, obviously, you have the Lilac. We talked about that the other week, and I was a bit harsh on them about how like they were talking about if you want to come to real
apologise.
racing, come to Lilac. Like, I'm sure New Balance is going to try and push the same kind of narrative. You want to do real racing?
I don't think they
come to
really care about real racing. I think it's more just a parade for New Balance.
a parade.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. I mean, it was
To
like
be honest.
New Balance, New Balance. New
Well,
Balance,
I
New
mean, it's their
Balance.
meet, so
Yeah,
it's
it
what
was
they
a
do all
lot.
the time.
And obviously they lost Millrose track, right? They don't have the Millrose track anymore. It's Nike now.
Oh, didn't know that.
Yeah, that's why the New Balance athletes aren't allowed to go.
Yeah, is that public
Really?
knowledge?
It's not public knowledge, but it is now. Well,
Wait, what's
from what I
what's
heard, I'm
public
not a
knowledge?
New
New
Balance
Balance
athlete.
athletes aren't allowed to run.
They're not allowed to run at Millrose
Because New Balance said that?
because
Or
because Nike now
Nike
has
said that.
No, New Balance are
New
not letting
Balance.
them
not
go.
allowed, yeah.
Thing.
Oh, because Nike sponsors the
Because
Armory now?
Yeah.
Nike somehow got the Armory contract.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
What drama?
so this is the drama when you said with the Nike New Balance parade. So then it's a Nike parade at Millrose now because Nike now runs. Well, Millrose is its own thing, but
Yeah, I don't think you could say that about Millrose, just looking at there's a lot of on athletes there.
We're gonna try and make it not a Nike parade.
Yeah, we're gonna try and do that. I mean, you did a great job doing that last year, George. But in general, I felt that the track, from what I heard, isn't as quick as the BU one. So I'm really interested.
Where are you hearing this from? Who's your inside
Joe
source?
Coker. And then Joe Coker's
Who's his source?
people at the meet,
Oh,
probably.
okay.
Eric did tell us last night that it didn't feel good.
Yeah, Eric.
That's pretty
Pace there,
reliable.
Eric
And he's
Swinsky.
running a lot of
Eric
tracks.
Sawinski.
Yeah, I was gonna say he can
knows how to hit a
probably
pace.
close his eyes, run a lap around the track, and know what track it is.
He knows what pace feels.
With
Yeah.
a very high level guest at the workout last
Yeah,
night.
he was unreal. Lovely bloke. But
Eric Sawinski,
that's the interesting take I have.
He paced both the mile and the 3K, and I think he changed as well in between them.
Yeah.
So he's wearing different clothes. It's really
He
cool to
did.
see.
What was it, mile and 8?
Oh,
Or mile and... I think it was mile and 800.
yeah, I think you might be right. Yeah, I think
He'd
you're
also
right.
just...
I think you're right. Sorry.
He paced that race. He paced George Mills'
He
race
paced
in
that
Europe.
one.
Mm-hmm.
Then he got on a plane to
He
Boston
doesn't
on
stop.
Friday. Paced 2 races on Saturday. And then he worked out with us last night.
He's a crazy bloke.
Hey, shut up, Siri.
I think Siri recognized Geordie's voice because I copied Geordie's voice in the mirror too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, my take from it is pretty much like, okay, so
You had like 4 takes.
no, it's the same take. I'm just reaffirming my take of that. It's going to be interesting to see like if this New Balance track isn't actually that fast, that are people going to now just stay at BU and not come to New Balance? I mean, the New Balance athletes are always going to go. They're always going to go. But obviously, when you go to a track meet, you want to see athletes other than one brand competing. So that would be interesting to see because, yeah, from what I've heard recently, it's not as quick as they have said.
Yeah. Well, I think
It's a
people.
beautiful facility,
people
though.
always BU is always going to be where people go to time trial. I don't think that New Balance is trying to take that from them.
Well, I mean, they're in Boston, though. Wouldn't you think that they would want to get, like, everyone is, like,
No.
kind of hyping up about being at that track? Or
Yeah, I mean, certainly want to hype it up, but they want to hype it up about
the facility more than the track?
like racing rather than trying to run like the times that they run at the BU. I mean, because just think about like the 60 meters, for example. Like, I mean, not all the meets were, I mean, all the events were that stacked, but the 60, like they have a lot of at stake there, I guess, by letting Noah Lyles race because they sponsor Trayvon. So that's like a big one for them is to try to get that win. So that's kind of what they care about. I think it's just having all their best people there, and they often get their really good even European people to come over and race.
Well,
Like
Jonas used to do it all the time. He actually had good insight about it all, and it's interesting to hear about his take on it all because
Which was?
he pretty much said that like New Balance do a great job for like that meet in particular, and he said it was interesting because coming from a different brand and seeing how it goes, like they're still very athlete focused with like getting athletes in, making them have a good experience in Boston, and then racing there. So it's nice to hear that a brand actually does that, you know, because sometimes I feel like there's not many meets you can think about in the world that like are run by one like shoe sponsor. Like I can think of Pre, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, it's
a unique.
it's
thing
kind of
that's
confusing how it works often when like the shoe companies are like the main sponsor of the meet because like On sponsors a bunch of meets and they try to do a similar thing for us as well. And then Nike obviously sponsors a bunch of meets and probably other companies do the same. But I mean, yeah.
I feel like the height though is like New Balance and like Pre, like those two ones are just massive where you're gonna get good representation. Whereas like On and other shoe sponsored brands do like those smaller meets and they try and get good fan engagement and stuff there. But it's just it was interesting to see his perspective on it. But would you ever run there? Were you guys keen to run there?
We have run there.
At the new track.
Oh, at the new track.
That's what I'm asking. Yeah.
Oh yeah, why not?
Yeah.
It's a good meet.
It looks like they have a good warm up facility, like under the track. Because like in Millrose, there's like this one alleyway, and there's like 100 like there's traffic everywhere.
Yeah.
Do you remember doing that? Like last year at Millrose, it was just so hard to do drills and strides and just like get anything done. But it seems like they've actually created like a whole like round thing you can actually do like proper
Yeah.
warm.
I think it's just timing thing. I would always choose Millrose over New Balance. But if it works out to do both, I'd love to do both.
I feel like you could do both.
This year just didn't. Just because it would have been 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Which we...
That would have been pretty epic though if you did that.
Well, I wonder if anyone is doing it.
We thought Woody was going to be doing
Well,
that,
Sam
right?
Tanner's doing it. Sam Tanner's doing Millrose. He did New Balance.
Well, he ran a mile in New
And
Zealand.
so he's doing a 3-weeker.
That's even more impressive because he's
Yeah,
doing
he
it
flew from New Zealand.
He's doing a 4.
intercontinental.
And then he's going
Oh,
back
he's
to run the relay at World Cross.
Oh yeah, he is too, dude.
4 weeks. 4 races in 3 different continents.
They should have covered. They should have got like Puma to cover that. That'd have been sick.
Yeah.
Be
Such a
impressive
cool-
if he can perform at a really high
Hey,
level.
if anybody
at
has
all
the
of those.
if anybody has the energy to do it,
Yeah.
it's Sam Tanner.
Yeah. So that was New Balance. It was just like, yeah, it's a like solid meet every year, but it is always like, I would say in my eyes as a distance runner, like you look at Millrose is always like the big one. And I think both meets are continuing to get better every year in maybe different ways. But Millrose is like, that's just, I don't know what the history of Millrose is, but I assume it's been around for a very long time.
I mean, they're in at Madison Square Garden, and like
I think it's
Yeah.
the oldest.
all the best. It's the oldest indoor meet
Oldest indoor meet in the world.
in the world. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And it's like they've
good
had.
history.
It's the
leg-
pinnacle for sure.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
pinnacle. They have legends run it. Like the Want to Make a Mile is like.
Mhm.
I mean, if you want to know about what it means to particularly US milers, listen to what Eric Holt said at Dr. Sanders. Like he said
True.
it pretty well. Like he just said that like, yeah, I was a kid, I was watching Bernard Lagat run in crazy time in the Want to Make a Mile, and it made me inspired to be a runner and make it to that meets and that race. So you're definitely right there, but it is cool to see that like, I mean, we're very privileged to be able to be in this country and like race indoor races, because I feel like a lot of athletes from Australia and New Zealand miss out on that kind of opportunity. So it is cool to.
And also, I feel like
experience
Europeans
it.
just don't really care about it as much.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, they do have a lot of big meets in Europe, but yeah, it's not as high.
Yeah.
Like the height of Millrose is like, yeah, it's like pretty big deal. So
Yeah.
it's exciting.
So obviously the team going back to that again this year. The boys are actually leaving tomorrow, which is Tuesday,
Mm.
for the Saturday meet, because they got some exciting on stuff going on before. They're doing some shoe testing on, is it Wednesday or Thursday?
Wednesday.
And Thursday, just Wednesday.
Just Wednesday.
Nice.
So watch out. Wait, is there a chance that you guys are racing in new spikes then? Does it just depend on how the testing goes?
No comment.
I actually don't know. I think they're approved.
They have been approved by World Athletics, and I think from what I've know is that we're doing testing in these shoe testing, and then there is a potential that you might see our feet and there might be something different on them. So we don't know. Just come to Millrose and find out.
Yeah. So that's
Last year all over again.
Except
no.
that was
None Florida,
that
though.
was a funny. The last year thing was funny because like I didn't wear the prototypes. And I remember you and Alicia did, and you guys won your race, and then I won my race. And I remember just the Product Lightning team getting so amped and excited about it. But then with my race, they were like, yeah, good job, but didn't wear the prototypes.
yeah.
So, this year, excited. I mean, we have an amazing spike anyway, so it's going to be pretty
Yeah, it doesn't really.
cool. We're sitting peachy here, boys,
Yeah. Well, I mean, it'd be cool to get to spend a few extra days in New York.
Mhm.
with our boy Jordan.
Jordan,
Yeah.
Dolly, and the rest of the, I don't know who's coming. I assume a bunch of the Lightning
I
team
think
from
probably,
on.
Yeah, all the
Tom-
Lightning team.
Tom Wayne told me he's going to quit his job to hang out with us.
Please, I don't want
He's
him
gonna
to
quit his job.
I don't want him to quit his job. His job's really good, isn't it?
I asked him if he'd taken the whole week off to hang out with us, and he said, "Oh, I just quit."
Yeah.
So that way he's
gotta
got
love Tom Wayne.
that way he's got time for us.
Gotta love
So,
him.
I respect that.
Yeah, I respect that too. But yeah, no, I'm excited to go to New York a little earlier. My mum's coming in, so looking
That's
forward to
huge.
seeing her.
Kate the
Kate
Great.
the Great.
Kate the Great will be in NYC. Watch out, world.
That's
Mhm.
huge.
Ready to rock and roll. She's excited to see everyone and give him a big hug. And
Yeah.
annoy Dathan, so looking forward to that.
No, I think that'll be a very fun trip. Just, you guys were talking earlier about going and seeing some Broadway, doing some New York things. So it's nice to actually have time to do that when you go for a race, because oftentimes it's just in and out. You don't really have time to do anything fun like that. So that'll be pretty sick, along with all like the testing stuff, which is obviously very important for now and down the line. So I mean, it would be sick if you just were wearing some crazy prototypes and you just like break the world record by like 10 seconds. Can you imagine that?
Well, that's the one thing that
What if that happened?
Yeah. See, that's the one thing that I kind of am a little concerned about, is that like you wear a spike that's so good that no one's seen before. You run a time that's incredible, and then people are like, "Oh, it's a spike." So it's not
Okay,
fair.
I think that word's illegal though. I don't think it is a prototype. I think that's important.
yeah,
remember?
it's not a prototype. It's approved by World
Yeah.
Athletics. It's a new shoe that
I
no
think
one
that's
else has
actually a
seen,
thing.
and they're like, "Damn, this guy's just." He just
I
destroyed
mean,
that.
it happened. It's like,
Yeah, I guess it does happen. I mean, if you look at Sidney McLaughlin's feet or any of those top athletes' feet, they're always wearing a new, different type of shoes. So.
yeah.
At the end of last season, people were putting on that new one, like Jakob and them, that like people hadn't seen before.
I put that on when I was in Tasmania. Dude, sick shoe. Sick. But yeah, it'd be pretty sweet to see that, because, like, I don't know. It's a cool thing. It's a cool thing about our sport. You can kind of do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's changed a lot. Where at one point I was like, man, fucking sucks that like all these shoes like that they like matter, and now I think you just accept it, and then you just gotta hope for the best of it. And so you want to be the one in the best shoe, obviously now. Like that's how it's changed. But I mean, the races themselves are all gonna be so crazy. We'll go down the line and do a quick little preview of all of them. I guess we'll do the women's first. We have on people in all the distance races, being the mile and the 3K. So on the women's mile, we have Cinta Sage and Josette. And I think this race, they're trying to run super quick. I know Laura Muir is the headliner, and she came off winning. Wait, did she win a New Balance? Yeah.
She did.
Yeah, she did win a New Balance in the 3K, I believe.
Yeah.
And so, I mean...
Was that her first race? I feel like the race before that, at least. Would she run it fifth out of like 4:14 or something outrageous.
Ridiculous? Yeah.
She won by like 50 meters.
Yeah. She's just an amazing.
So she's probably
talent.
she's gonna be at the front for.
She's gonna go to Millrose and do something stupid. So it's gonna be exciting.
3K though, like she didn't look as like
no.
She only won by
a second, right?
It looked pretty hard.
Yeah.
A second?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it is just the track is not that good or whatever, but because she did go out really fast. I think she went out at 8:30 pace, and then she ended up running at 8:40, and she was solo for a lot of it. So that's obviously challenging. But then also, I think Sinclair is in it as. Is she the current U.S. champion, the 1500?
Yeah.
So that's pretty big. But then I think all our girls are very fit and ready to go, as we know. So
hopefully Josette debut for OAC after not running at Dr. Sanders. So she was crushing last night on the track. Mm-hmm. So I think she's ready to go.
Excited to put on the kit and get rolling for OAC.
Yeah.
The older adult center.
Yep. That is in New York, is it not?
There's so many things you can do with it. Yeah, that's what there's like an OAC that's an older adult center.
We're going to take over.
Yeah.
The On Athletics Club takes over the older adult center in New York. And then the women's 3K, we have Alicia, defending champion. I think she set the record there last year.
I think she did.
What's she run?
8:30
or 8:31 maybe.
Very quick.
And she's going for...
She's trying to run even quicker.
8:16?
Is she actually?
I don't know about that. I think
that's the world record, I think, is 8:16.
The world record or the American record?
I think the American.
The world record is 8:16, the American record is 8:20.
What's she trying to do?
I think it's like 8:26 or 8:26. Yeah.
Carissa Schwarzer.
Didn't Dathan say that she's rated on 8:20?
He was yelling that at her during the workout.
So I'm guessing if he's saying that, he's probably going to tell the paces to run 8:20 pace, right?
Maybe, yeah.
We're guessing here, guys. This is speculative.
Yeah.
So we'll say 8:25.
So there's going to be some front running in that race too.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be interesting because I'm pretty sure Coco is in that race as well.
Ooh.
And Elise Crony.
Is she really?
Yes, she is actually.
Oh, I did not see that.
So it's gonna be.
Good.
I think from last year the field's a lot deeper this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be really good for Alicia to have a bit of more bodies in there, a bit of more challenge.
What 1500 pace is that? Oh, 14.
Yeah,
14's pretty good.
I don't know. I'm not doing that.
That's crazy when you put
to
it like that.
find a girl that can pace that.
When you put it like that.
That's what Dathan was going on about. He's like, I can't find someone to pace. No one's gonna pace this. And I'm like, it's like pretty tough.
It's really quick.
If you're gonna pace that, it's like pretty hard.
That's how women's running is though, because it's not as deep. Once you get to that level, there aren't as many people there.
Well, yeah, the top women are just so far ahead.
Yeah,
it's like ridiculous. Like the times that they're running, because it's like, I mean.
It's a bit lit crazy movie, to be honest.
It is a lit crazy movie. So, I mean, that'll be very exciting. Yeah, I think we don't know what Alicia's plan is, but I'm sure she's just going to go and try to destroy from the front. That's the interesting thing is that's also what Coco tries to do when Coco is like fit and ready to go.
And Elise Crony will sit on those guys and just see how it goes. So I imagine it's going to be probably one of the good, it'll be, all those races are going to be amazing to watch at Millrose, but that one is going to be very exciting to watch.
Yeah. And then on the men's side, obviously both these boys right here are racing.
Yep.
And also are both defending champs.
We are defending champs.
Which is pretty sick. So the mile...
I can't believe we did that last year. Looking back at it.
Should we just reflect on how crazy that was?
Yeah, I remember going into the core room and I heard George won. And Alicia won, and I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta at least try and win here.
Yeah.
So to have George and I go in as defending champs for two distance races at Millrose is a pretty special thing. I'm pretty excited.
And they're
about
so
Just love a
stacked.
bit of pressure.
it. A lot of pressure. I mean, who cares?
Yeah.
Let's have fun with
I
it.
think the fields are was better than last year.
Yeah.
Fields
I think they
definitely
are.
For the mile and the 3K, I would say they were a lot
I think
better
they
than
are.
last year.
You have kind of like the same people a bit, but there are like a couple of extras, and also just everyone's gotten better.
Better. Everyone's
Yeah, I think
progressed.
that is
Everyone's
the thing.
gotten better.
Yeah,
That's like the
100%,
crazy thing is
100%.
everyone has gotten better. So it's just like that much more stacked. Because in the mile, just from OEC, we have Ollie, obviously, and then we also have Yared and Mario. And so it's just like if you had those three guys in any 1500 mile race, it's gonna be like madness. It's crazy that now we're finally at this place where the teammates get to go and race each other. I heard that last night in the workout there was a bit of dick measuring or dick swinging, as I think it's referred to.
A bit of dick swinging around, yeah. Or just like in a very healthy way. I would say that the boys are feeling good. Mario,
Halfway through sets of 8 sets of 400, 200, we're averaging like 57, 58. Mario lets us know that it was just a shakeout.
it's a shakeout for him.
He was just shaking out the leagues.
Yeah,
Wasn't-
How did he say that?
Yared,
He's like, this is a good shakeout,
I don't
guys.
remember what he said, but
Something like I'm just trying to shake out the leagues. Like I don't want to get.
Oh, he doesn't
tired.
want to go too quick.
and Yared was pretty bored. He was yawning during the workout.
Yared was pretty much asleep.
Yeah.
I mean, 57s.
So
So it was so easy for him.
my boys are ready to rock and roll.
That's
It's going to be a
crazy.
very exciting race. We don't just have them. We have Holcocker coming in. I think he's probably going to be pretty amazing too, I would say. So be really cool to see him. Drew Hunter, Boulder Boy coming in as well. Be cool to see him there.
The other one that you didn't mention is Ellie Kipsang.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Kipsang from
going into
Alabama.
he's still in college, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's going to be going off
He's
to
going to be
collegiate
coming
record.
in. Red Hot, Sam Tanner, Neil Gooley, our boy Eric Holt. I think that's the field. I might be forgetting someone. Oof, if I am, I'm sorry. There might be another British guy in there. Is it just Neil Gooley? That's the only one from the UK.
Couldn't
Is
tell you.
OAC? Isn't it?
Luke McCann?
Is Luke McCann in it?
I don't actually know if he's in it or not.
Is he?
I think he is.
He
I
might be
feel
in
like
it.
he is.
If he is, we'll put him in there. Amazing runner. He ran a 1K recently at Dr. Sam.
He also raced.
He ran 354 on
he
Saturday.
was in the mile.
Yeah,
as well.
so he's in great shape. It's going to be a great mile. I mean,
Ray always makes sure there's some good Irishmen.
yeah.
Yeah,
Ray
Millrose.
looks after his Irishman.
Yeah, probably. What's that other really good?
Oh,
Irish guy?
Andrew.
Cosgren.
Cosgren. He's
Andrew
probably.
Cosgren. He's probably in it. Yeah, he's probably in it. So.
Just as you said.
I mean, I looked at the
represent
list and
Ireland.
like the names are just they're so great that they're all they're muddling together. So be great to run against those boys and with the teammates. So yeah, I'm
I'm very
excited.
excited to watch it.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Do we have any word on what the pacing's going to be?
The pacing is gonna be quite quick.
Is it Eric Sawinski pacing it?
Eric Swinsky's hopefully pacing for a K, and I think it's gonna be going pretty quick.
Pretty quick.
I don't know if am I allowed to say it? Probably am allowed to say it.
It's probably public knowledge before the race.
Yeah, the pace is going to be 1K to world record pace, 153 for 800. So the
That is pretty
boys are
quick.
trying to run
Is
You
that
want-
that
you
is
want mine?
347. 347.
I guess it kind of
Checks
is.
out.
Well,
It does check out.
the world record from Yomif is 347.1.
Yeah, which was
And-
also
Point-
run at the
0.01.
Omri.
Is that 01? 0.01, yeah. So then if it's 353 flat, that's 153 flat. For 800, that's 346 pace.
It
Somewhere
pretty much
around
is. That's quite speedy.
That is quite speedy. But you know what? Play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. So we're in for it, baby. Let's go.
It's very exciting.
My main words from Sammy.
Hell
I game
yeah.
with Sammy. He's my gamer friend.
Yeah, we love
We
Sammy.
love Sammy. But yeah, it's gonna be really exciting. I think Mario and Yared are in just in incredible shape. Incredible athletes. Already have an amazing resume. So be cool to duke it out with the boys.
Yeah.
What's the Spanish record, do you think?
It is 350 something. I think. I don't think it's under 350. I know if Yared, Mario,
I
and
wouldn't be
myself
surprised if
go
it's
under
quick.
350, I think that's all
Australian,
records.
American, and Spanish
Yeah.
record?
What's the
That would
US
be quite
record?
cool.
US record is 349.89.
Yeah.
Who has that?
Legat.
Look at.
He ran that at Millrose too, I think.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I think
Makes
the
sense.
Millrose record is 349.89.
Well, I didn't. When did Yomi
Oh,
run the
Yomi,
world record?
yeah,
yeah.
Yomi ran 348 something. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah.
No, he
Yomi-
literally ran the world record there, no?
no,
he
just
missed it at
missed
Millrose, and
He
he went
just
to
missed it.
BU the next week.
He
And
destroyed
Oh.
it. Yeah.
He ran it at BU.
Yeah.
I thought he ran it at New York. For some
He was
reason.
like very like Ray thought he had it.
Yeah.
Everyone thought he had it, but he just off it. Yeah. So
Were you in that race?
I was, yeah.
Yeah.
I was. It's the only collision in that race. I ran 3:54, and it was funny because like he finished and he was like celebrating, and then it was me, Craig Ingles, and Josh Kurgis going sprinting to the line, trying to beat each other. It was actually a pretty fun race because the boys, we were just in it to have a good time, and yeah, it was quite a good time.
Yeah. I'm sure this will be
Good
a good time
memories.
as well.
Good memories.
So very excited to see that, see how all the teammates do, getting to race each other over the mile distance finally. It's going to happen eventually. And then moving on to the 3K. The 3K is incredibly stacked this year as well. And the OAC has George, defending champ, and then also Jonas and Joe racing it. And the other really good people, I mean, it's a very stacked field because you got Cupertier, Josh Kerr, which is an interesting one.
Josh Kerr in the 3K.
Louis G, Nico Young. I saw his name down there. I'm like, oh, he's probably trying to take that collegiate record from Drew Bosley if the race is right for it. And then I'm sure there's a bunch of other good guys who I'm not mentioning, but that's like 7 people right there.
What do you think? Okay, this is going to be a controversial question. What field do you think is more stacked, the mile or the 3K? Because I feel you reckon the mile.
Well, I think the 3K is incredibly stacked, but
You should see both people
I feel like the 3K is pretty stacked, man.
Both people who got 4th in the world
are in the mile and the 3K.
There's one of each.
Yeah,
Luis and Mario.
Yeah.
Both 4th.
I guess the only reason I say that is because like you guys are literally trying to run the world record. Like I don't think the 3K field is trying to run the world record.
Good point.
That's true.
like
Good point. Yeah.
It's and they're both like incredibly deep at the top, but I guess just the reality is like you guys are like the best milers based in the US, and you guys are also some of the best milers based in the world, whereas as you move up in distance it just becomes more like dominated by like the Africans who just run these crazy times, because like when you think about the 3K you're more comparing that to like the 5K, you know.
True.
Isn't the record isn't the world record 7:24 or something?
Yeah,
I feel like that's more ridiculous than 3:47.
That's definitely more ridiculous than 3:47. 100%.
So that's what I'm like. That's
after
in my
watching
mind
Garrett
what
on
I'm thinking.
7:28. That's 4 seconds. You'd have to run 5 seconds quicker to break that record.
Yeah, and then like the outdoor record for the 3K I think is maybe the most crazy one.
That will never get broken.
And that makes no sense.
That's like the 1500 record. Sense. That's never going to get broken.
Like that's literally averaging 58. Like 58 high. For 7.5 laps.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
So
outrageous.
3K, yeah, but that is so stacked. And I don't even. What do you make of this, George? Just like because it is. I mean, I guess last year it was similar, where it was a very deep race, and there were a lot of bodies there, and somehow
there were a lot of people left at the end last time, but mostly because it slowed up a lot in the middle, which I think won't happen this year.
Do you know what the pacing and stuff is?
I think 4:01. Is word on the street.
So very quick.
Very quick.
So pretty much what I think Yared went through on 4:01 last week.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
They're gonna try.
That's the aim.
I reckon they'll try and run around 7:30.
Oh, who can
apparently
run
the pacer
401?
can run. Same guy who paced.
Oh wow.
Yared,
okay.
Who apparently
checks out.
His coach says he can go 2K. So
2K at that pace is crazy.
Must be in good shape.
Like the thing is,
it's been a pretty damn good
if you
runner.
can run 2K at that pace, you just run the whole thing.
Yeah. What the hell? Like. Even when you're at your best, you're not like, yeah, I can go pace five flat for 2K. Like, who
a
can do that?
5-minute 2K is really good.
Like
you should just stay in the race.
You would almost say that like being able to pace a 5-minute 2K is almost equivalent to like being able to sit in and race like a 7:33K. Like, it's maybe not quite as good, but it is like that's incredibly impressive.
Hope he's getting paid well if he actually does that.
Yeah.
But he should, yeah.
But this would be an interesting. I'm really excited to see how this one shakes out, especially I'm excited to see Collect Daddy because he hasn't really done a shorter one against like all these guys, you know, like all these like more guys that are a bit younger, like they're only like I guess a year or two younger, but they've come through college like in the couple of years after him. He hasn't really raced them because he's been doing the 10K stuff with like all those old farts out there. Now these are all like the really good 5K kids, you know.
Joe TikTok clicker.
TikTok new nickname. So
I think Luis is gonna be pretty fired up.
Dude, the way he looked in that mile, he makes it look pretty easy, doesn't he?
Yeah.
But this thing with Luigi is that every race he does, he looks like he's doing it easy. He doesn't. I've never seen him rigging. Like even if he's not winning a race, he just looks like he's chilling.
Well,
I feel like that's the way his style is. He always looks so good.
When I watched the mile, he did something that it didn't like annoy me per se, but it kind of annoys me when someone does this. He obviously won it in 3:53 and like crushed everyone.
Yeah.
And then so quickly after the race, he like jogs over his bag and like starts like grabbing his shoes and stuff. Like, yeah, I'm just like, bro, can you like just be like a little bit tired or something? Like, can you like
just
act like you just
making
raced?
sure everyone knows he's not tired.
Yeah, no, he just like jogs over to his bag like straight away as if it's just like he just like finished like a rep and he's got to like go change his shoes or something. I'm like, man, damn, that's annoying. But yeah, so he's gonna be ready to go. Obviously, he's been crushing for so long now consistently. So, but very.
How do we feel about Cooper being allowed to, and Josh in Ollie's race, Elise? In
Josh
Elise's race?
Thompson. Josh Thompson's in the mile too.
A few Bowerman people getting let off the leash.
I wonder what that is.
It's,
Maybe it's
probably,
a Nike thing.
Yeah, they probably got annoyed about Woody. And they're like, we're gonna race. No, I'm kidding. It's interesting. I mean, I
it's
feel
more
like
free reign than you would normally see.
it is more free reign, but I guess
I wonder if it's to do with Nike sponsoring Millrose.
it could potentially be
the
that,
armory,
but also
sorry.
could be like, maybe they don't. Maybe Jerry doesn't know. He's still working with the Oregon college kids. He doesn't realize these athletes are racing. He's like, wait, you guys are racing Millrose? I didn't tell you to do that. And
He's looking at the TV. Is that?
What the hell is Josh Thompson Cooper
Yeah.
T running this streak out? I didn't tell him to do that.
Oh, they better do the workout I set for them still.
Yeah, they better come back for this workout in 3 hours.
I thought they were having flag.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know what that is because I did see that. I did think that, sorry, when I saw this, because Cooper Tier was announced in like the very first
It was,
announcement.
yeah.
Because often with the Bauman guys, if they are allowed to race, it's like a late announcement kind of. But he was on it the whole time, so
Maybe it's a different. Maybe they're changing the reins.
yeah, maybe he's just relaxed.
Oh god, I'd love to see Grant Fisher in that 3K though.
Dude,
I thought that'd be sick.
Yeah,
Like
if
it
he
just
was doing
feels.
these type of races.
It does feel like you've got everyone there in the US based athlete pool except for Grant. Like he's the only one that's like the big name that's not there.
Yeah,
really.
and I guess Woody.
And Woody.
There's some others good ones.
Abdi Hamid.
Yeah.
Oh, Abdi.
Abdi's not there. There are a few, but it
Yeah.
is incredibly stacked, and the 3K is very cool to have all these guys running a 3K because I think speaking
It's such a good event.
Yeah, I was
indoors,
gonna
too.
say I think everyone loves
Very
racing
entertaining.
3Ks.
Very
So
entertaining
good.
to watch.
Everyone loves racing 3Ks.
Mhm.
So to have everyone coming together to race like a really big one is very sick. So that's Millrose. Obviously last year was absolutely amazing, and I'm sure this year is going to be very
Set the bar
similar.
quite high. Huh?
But man, I mean,
I'm just going.
Coffee Cup's going to go and they're going to show up. You know,
I'm gonna go have fun with it.
it's going to be sweet.
Yeah,
So
it should be good.
I'm very excited to watch you guys race. I'll be here holding down the fort, I guess, with Gus. We'll be watching on is it on NBC? I assume
The prime time, yeah,
prime time.
Prime time.
prime time NBC.
No
NBC.
big deal.
That's-
We're just on a prime time.
yeah.
3K is also on prime time too. I think last year was it on prime time?
Is there like
Honestly, I wasn't watching the stream.
I
wasn't either.
I was watching it.
Me and George
Can't
were
remember.
busy.
Can't remember.
Me and George were busy. But yeah,
What
I'm
is
excited.
disappointing though is that we will be on the plane during the Super Bowl the next day.
I'm not disappointed about that.
We have said that.
Joey B's not in the Super Bowl. I
Yeah.
don't care.
What a letdown.
I mean, I don't really. The Chiefs. It's Chiefs and Eagles, right?
Is it?
I want both teams to lose. Is that possible?
Probably they've already lost. They've already lost.
I'm very out of the loop here. Haven't been
Yeah.
following up. How'd the Packers do?
Not great.
They had a chance. They blew it all season, and then they were right at the end. They were making this
Glimmer of
run,
hope.
this run to make the playoffs. All they had to do was beat the Lions in Green Bay at home.
Is it possible to
And they
have
lost.
a Detroit
brutal.
Lions Bengals final
Yes.
Super Bowl?
Oh, actually, is it?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I'd love to see that final because the Detroit Lions apparently next year are going to be really good. So
Is that the word on the street?
That's Click Max telling us.
that's
that they-
that's
Yeah.
Joe Clucker insight.
He
Yeah.
knows. He knows what he's talking about when it comes to
Yeah.
football. He knows.
We should get him on and just have the Clucker corner and just
It's about football.
just about just random stats about all this cool stuff and it's like yeah, cool.
yeah.
Okay,
So-
Gus is on his
Gus is
daily.
licking away.
He's licking his invisible lollipop.
But no, I'm very excited to watch it. Obviously, wish I was racing it, but last year the memories of watching it were very sweet. I was actually in Grand Rapids, Michigan, seeing Jason at the time to get treatment, and I was watching it with college teammate Noah Jacobs and OSC Waterboy Avery Casillas, and it was a very good time. I'm sure this year will be a similar deal. So, is there anything else really to cover for the meet? I feel like
Are you looking forward to the Citrus Mag after show? You ready to drop some bombshells?
Oh,
yeah,
I forgot about all that. Dude, there is so much we could reminisce on what happened last year because...
I was on one last year.
Yeah,
I was on one.
This is when Ollie outclassed Josh Kerr. Unfortunately, can't be a repeat of that because he's not even racing the mile. So...
Yeah.
I don't know. Say what you will
Can't
about
believe I
that.
used that word. I love Dathan's response too. If you rewatch that clip where I said outclassed, Dathan just goes, "Oh God." It was also funny because he was coming in for the show, and Centro was like egging me on to drink out of the cup, put beer in and drink out of the cup, and then I was doing it, and you just see Dathan in the background going like this, hands on heads.
There's no way you got a cool down in, right? That was just
no. I didn't get a no. What happened was I remember I actually drank that whole beer, had another beer, half drank it. And then they disposed of it for me because we had to leave to go to dinner. Went down to dinner and drank like 3 glasses of wine.
Just got
I don't think I drank any water after that race. I just had a great. It was my birthday too, so.
Oh yeah.
It was.
Dude, it was so good. The aftermath of that when Josh Kerr came out with that video where he was clapping back, and then you were sick, so you had to miss the next week of the podcast. But then the week after you came, you just doubled down.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure before the pod I was
doubled
like,
down.
I thought you came in with like, all right, I'm gonna
chill.
apologize.
Yeah, I'm like, that was a bad comment.
I'm gonna set it straight. And then came on and just
doubled down.
And then I mean, your results were pretty good, so you backed up your words.
That's the one thing I know with Josh, that he and I can talk shit like that and then just like see each other and be like, hey man, what's up? Like we just don't care. So I love that about it. Yeah, I know I can do that with Josh because I know Josh will fire back and I'll fire back. We have a good time with it.
Yeah.
The banter bowl.
Banter bowl.
Good time. Yeah.
So that's Millrose. Anything else for this week, or I feel like we've said it all really? No. Yeah. Well, guys, tune in. Wish the boys luck as well. Another exciting week of track coming up. But yeah, that's episode 72. Thank you guys very much for listening. We'll see you all next week.